Hey, welcome. So today we're going to tackle a crucial little gap in your German. We're talking about all those cool accessories, and I'm going to let you in on a simple secret that makes describing them way easier than you think.
You know how it is, right? You get pretty comfortable describing the main clothes. You can say, the coat is gray, or the shoes are new, no problem. But what happens when you want to talk about a really cool scarf, or a stylish bag, or maybe your new glasses? For a lot of us learning German, that's kind of where we hit a wall.
It really does feel like you have the main parts of a puzzle, but you're just missing those final little pieces to connect everything. And when you can't describe those details, it can make your German feel, I don't know, incomplete. Like you can't quite paint the full picture you want to with your words. But what if I told you that you already have every single tool you need to describe these things perfectly? Yeah. There's a secret to German grammar for accessories, and honestly, it's one that's going to give you a serious confidence boost. Okay, so the big secret is there are no new rules. That's it, for real. The exact same grammar you've been using for clothes applies in the exact same way to accessories. You don't have to learn a single new thing. So this is not about cramming more grammar. This is about a mental shift, about realizing you can just apply the tools you already have. You've already done the hard work, believe it or not. Now it's just about putting that knowledge into practice. So where do we start? Well, it all comes back to the absolute foundation of German nouns, and you know what I'm going to say, gender. Just like with clothes, you have to know if an accessory is masculine, feminine, or neuter, der, die, or das. This is the key that unlocks everything else.
Let's just look at a few examples here. We've got masculine ones like der Hut, the hat, and der Schal, the scarf. Then feminine, like die Tasche for the bag and die Brille for glasses. And of course, neuter, like das Tuch, which can be a cloth or a kerchief. The biggest takeaway from this? Always learn the article with the noun. It's the best habit you can possibly build.
All right, so once you've got the gender down, you can start adding all those fun descriptive words. Colors, patterns, all that good stuff. And this is where those little tails on the end of adjectives come into play and why knowing the gender is so important.
Okay, here is the golden rule for adjective endings. It's all about position. Where the adjective sits in the sentence changes everything. If it comes before the noun, like in der blaue Schal, the blue scarf, that ending has to change. But if it comes after the verb to be, or sein, like in der Schal ist blau, it stays exactly the same.
You can see exactly how this works. For the masculine der Schal, the word blau gets an E ending. For the feminine die Tasche, rot also gets an E ending. And for the neuter des Tuch, grün gets an E as well. In this specific spot, before the noun, that little ending is like grammatical glue. It's what connects the description directly to the item. But look, what if you're just trying to have a conversation and you don't want to stress about all those endings? I get it. Luckily, German gives us a much simpler way to build these sentences.
The rule is just beautifully simple. When you use the verb sein, so for example, the word ist, the adjective that comes after it does not change its ending. At all. Ever. This is hands down the easiest way to describe something.
Let's just see it in action. Die Brille ist schwarz. The glasses are black. See? Schwarz is just schwarz. No extra tail. It works for patterns too. Der Hut ist kariert. The hat is checked. The verb ist is doing all the heavy lifting grammatically, so the adjective just gets to chill out in its original form. So, you've got the rules now. But to make sure this all really sticks, I want to give you a simple little analogy that kind of ties everything together. I want you to think of it like this. Your main outfit, the jacket, the pants, that's the main course of your meal. The accessories, the scarf, the hat, the bag, that's the seasoning you add to make it really special. And those little adjective endings we were talking about? Well, that's the specific type of seasoning. And you have to use the right seasoning for the right dish. I mean, you wouldn't put cinnamon on a stick, right? In the same way, you have to use the correct adjective ending to perfectly match the gender of the noun you're describing. So let's just do a quick recap. Your 3 key takeaways. Number 1, always know the gender. Number 2, if that adjective comes before the noun, you've got to add the ending. And number 3, if you want to take the easy route, just put the adjective after the word ist and you don't need any ending at all. Simple. So there you have it. You now know the big secret, which is that you had all the tools this whole time. You get the rules and you have a really simple recipe to follow. So the only question left is,
What awesome accessory are you going to describe first? Go for it.